just to father me.
You have taught my heart how to sing.
You're my pride and joy, you're my spring, my everything. Daddy, you are one of a kind. You're joy to my heart and peace to my mind. Yes, I know you're always for me, 'cause you're my daddy. Daddy, you are one of a kind. You're joy to my heart and peace to my mind. Yes, I know you're always for me, 'cause you're my daddy. Always there for me. Always there for me. My security. My security. For eternity. Oh, my daddy. Oh, my daddy. Daddy, you are one of a kind. You're joy to my heart and peace to my mind. Yes, I know you're always for me, 'cause you're my daddy. Always forgiving, loving and true. Daddy, you are one of a kind. You're so joy to my heart and peace to my mind. Yes, I know you're always for me, 'cause you're my daddy. I love you.
Eugene Termini had given up on ever getting the medals he earned during World War II. He served in the Coast Guard on the ship USS Key West in the Pacific when he was 17 and 18 years old, some 74 years ago. A pivotal time in U.S. history, victory in World War II.
Me too. Oh,
But better late than never, with the help of a color guard and commander from the American Legion.
we are honored today to be able to present those awards to him.
5 medals honoring his service and the Allied forces' victory. With fellow residents from the Vines Senior Home looking on, Termini is finally getting his due.
I never dreamed it was going to be something like this. You know, I've made requests for them, but somehow I never get an answer.
He signed up immediately after graduating high school, 4 years after Pearl Harbor, and served until the war ended. When nursing home director Kathy Vaden learned of his story, she set to work to get his medals.
I won't take no for an answer, you know, you need to get me those medals.
One of Termini's regrets is that his wife of 62 years, Rose, passed away before she could see this. But his youngest son, Mark, is representing the family with pride and emotion.
Tears. I mean, I'm very proud of my dad. My dad was my hero.
And now that he finally has his medals, he has big plans for them.
I'm going to get them framed and hang them on the wall.
She'll find a good place for them. Termini has 6 children, 14 grandchildren, 13 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-grandchild. He says he has tried to instill his sense of duty and love for the country to all of them, and I think he's done quite a good job by example.
You know, when people talk about my father-in-law, it's always the same 2 words, good guy. Good guy is kind of vague, 2 words, probably means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but I'd like to tell you what it means to me. I think first and foremost, my father-in-law was the most unselfish man I've ever met. He always put the needs and wants of everyone else ahead of his own. And if you think about it, in our lifetimes, there's things we see and we want, and we kind of reward ourselves, right? You know, that new set of golf clubs, that new dress, that new TV. I got to tell you, in 52 years that I've known my father-in-law, I don't ever remember him getting anything for himself. He always put his family and the ones he loved ahead of his own wants and needs. It also meant he was low-key, as his father told us about. He was unassuming. I think we all know he was a kind and compassionate man, a gentleman that loved his family. He loved to interact with people. He loved to talk to people. And he had a deep faith in our Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah, he was a good guy. So, I like to share some of the good memories I had about a good guy, my father-in-law, Eugene Termini. So, in 1971, I met the man who would become my future father-in-law, in of all places, a grocery store. We were working together. And back in those days, in the produce department, you picked out your selections, you had to take them to a station to be weighed and priced by one of the clerks. Well, this was the perfect setting for Dad. I mean, this was right up his alley, a chance to interact with every customer. And I can picture him standing there with a little grease pen behind his ear. Hi, how are you today? Is there anything I can get you? Did you find everything you need? Is there something I can do for you? And did I ever tell you about my 6 kids? Sometimes the line would back up a little longer than we wanted, but at the end of the day, shortly after that, he knew just about every customer by name. It was the perfect setting for his engaging personality, and he just loved it. So he was the consummate people person, okay? And he could strike up a conversation with anybody. Okay? I met Rose, who I would later call Mom. Okay? And I guess you could say Mom also had an engaging personality. She made Tony Soprano look like a Boy Scout. You had a great saying. You said, God put Dad on this earth because he was the only man that could deal with Mom. But they loved each other deeply, okay? And for 62 years, I guess you could say, it was a match made in heaven. Wherever we went, Dad knew somebody who could always strike up a conversation. So he was a man that was easy to like. Easy to like, unassuming, humble, all the things that Father talked about. Okay? But Mike and Terry, Nancy and Jean, Steve and Mark, your dad wasn't perfect, like all of us, he wasn't perfect. Okay? But he loved you from the bottom of his heart, and there wasn't anything he wouldn't do for you. So, Dad, I'm going to miss you. Rest in peace, and God bless you.